The one thing I hear from almost every client is, I feel like I have too much to do and not enough time. Do you feel burnt out, frustrated, overwhelmed, like you're doing as much as you possibly can, but at the same time, you're still behind the 8 ball, not feeling like you're at all where you want to be in life? See, when we get into our 40s, we should be experiencing that state of flow that comes from being in control of our lives. We should feel strong, healthy, and vibrant every day. But unfortunately, there are only a certain few that are living that life, while the vast majority are frustrated, asking the question, how do I design my life so I live in a state of confidence, ease, and flow every day? Avoiding burnout and living in a state where you feel like you're at the top of your game is exactly what I show people how to do. See, I've lived at the bottom for many years before I made the decision to take my life back. And once I did, once I fully made that commitment, I felt like I was unstoppable. And let me tell you this up front, it's not as hard as people think. It's not impossible to live your best life. But you will have to change the way you think about certain things, which is a very small price to pay to live the life you deserve. If life is becoming unsustainable and it's burning you out, then stay with me for just a bit longer, because the clients I work with, individuals typically over the age of 40, who feel like burnout and frustration is completely taking over their lives, that's the people I love helping. I help them design a plan with an easy to follow structure so they can get their life back the way they want it on their terms. And I can do the same for you. So if you're new here, we haven't met, my name is David Gerbach, Performance Mindset Coaching. I'm a transformational life coach and a speaker, and I work with individuals over the age of 40, helping them to reverse and even eliminate the effects of stress, frustration, burnout, and the negative patterns that destroy their full potential. So I want to take you back for a minute so I can give you an idea of where I came from. 1996 was when I left home, and I had it in my mind that I was going to create the greatest life I had ever lived. You know, that dream life that we all desire. And even though I set out with the best of intentions, the reality was that I just wasn't ready for what life was going to throw at me. And that was my first and probably biggest lesson. A lesson I pass on to every person I work with. We are never going to be ready for what life is going to deal us. So just understand and accept that and go for the best anyway, even if you're not ready. Then if we move forward 10 years to 2006, I found myself homeless, living in my truck with basically nowhere else to go. That was my second great lesson in life, because it helped me to understand that you can have good intentions. You can be a smart person, but none of that matters more than the simple law that your actions will give you a certain result. And there's no way around that. It didn't matter how I felt or what I wanted. None of that mattered more than my actions, and it became impossible to ignore my reality. Then if we fast forward another 10 years to 2016, I'm drinking too much, I'm fighting with alcoholism, I'm in the middle of a divorce, I'm broke financially in every other way, and my Doberman Angus, who's pretty much the only one that loves me, dies on a Tuesday morning. If you've been through any life circumstances like that, you'll agree that there comes a point where every alarm in your mind and body starts screaming simultaneously that your life is completely f***ed up and something has to change. It took me longer to realize it, but the important thing is that 20-year chunk of time That's the reason I'm helping people today. Now, a few years before that catastrophic series of events in 2013, I came across a book called The Way of the SEAL by Mark Divine. This book had so many tools and exercises and intriguing stories of Navy SEALs and how they overcame the battles and struggles of Hell Week, which, if you're not familiar, is the 7-day crucible test of a Navy SEAL's mental fortitude and physical strength. The importance of finding that book was the rebirthing of my growth mindset. It was the rebirthing of the attitude that says, this is my life. I must take control and responsibility for it, period. No more excuses. That book led me to Coach Mark Divine's Unbeatable Mind Foundation course, which inspired me to become an Unbeatable Mind coach. When I turned my life around, my purpose evolved into giving back the gift, the same way it was given to me. We have a slogan in AA that says, you can't keep it unless you give it away. And that's the principle that drives me and keeps me grateful through any tough time I experience. In life, we have a choice. We can give up control and fall into the pity victim mentality, or we can prepare ourselves to the best of our ability. You can let your personal experiences destroy you, or you can turn them into a power that will make you unstoppable. When I read the book, Way of the SEAL, I could not ignore one dominating thought. My thought was that if these principles, practices, and mindsets in this book can help guys make it through Hell Week, one of the most difficult challenges a human could ever face, then what would they do for others who are facing challenges like the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, leaders in sports organizations, people facing personal struggles, or even parents raising their kids who just want to be the best role model possible? That's what I do as a member of the Unbeatable Mind coaching program. It is the foundation of my transformational and life coaching practice, teaching individuals over 40 to take back control of their lives and become better leaders so they can feel unstoppable no matter what happens in their life. The people who continue to live in stress are taking a huge risk. The penalty isn't death, it's slow and painful decay. Stress creates illness in your body and your physical health. I worked with a man who was intelligent and ran a successful business that stood the test of time for over 27 years. All of his employees loved working for him. He was truly a great employer. He had success, he had money, he had growth, he had a great team. But he lost his health to cancer, and within a year he was gone. All his money could not reverse the damage the cancer had done. And if you have your health, you can always get more money. But once you lose your health, money or anything else won't matter. If you don't de-stress, if you don't work on yourself and take care of your body, this is the risk you're taking. It's important to count the cost of stress. It's also important to look at the cause of stress in your life. Is it your health? Is it work? Are you struggling to deal with things emotionally? Is it a money problem? If your life were perfect, how would it be different than the life you're living right now? Take a moment to think about it. You know, one lady says, I feel like I'm out of energy every day and it's wearing me down emotionally. I just can't take living like this. A man says, I've got money, I'm financially secure, but I just don't feel fulfilled. Something is missing in my life. Clients tell me, I just don't feel calm and centered in my life, and I have a hard time sitting still. I never feel like I'm relaxed and at peace. So as a life coach, helping individuals over the age of 40 avoid burnout, reduce stress, and start living the life they choose, it's very important to have a crystal clear picture of the life you want to live. What do you want your life to be? What's your perfect picture? This is not the life society or anyone else tries to dictate to you. It's your life, the life you choose. Your perfect picture, your choice. If your life were perfect, how would it be different than the life you're living today? It's your life, your picture, your choice. The basis of the Unbeatable Mind Foundation is this. We're looking to develop the whole person, body, mind, and spirit, through integrated development, through awareness and training of the 5 mountains. And I'm going to explain the 5 mountains here in more detail in just a minute. But here's what we're going to dive into deeply as we go into the program. We start with a detailed 5 mountain assessment, so we have the perfect picture of your starting point. And we can identify and measure growth moving forward. Tony Robbins is right when he says, what gets measured gets done. We need to establish a metric for every area of growth so we can look back and we can see how far you've come. In the Unbeatable Mind, the 5 mountains are the way we see ourselves and provide the metric for what we call whole person development. The 5 mountains are physical, mental, emotional, intuitional, and kokoro, a Japanese term we use that refers to warrior spirit. Warrior spirit translates to the heart and mind merged in action. We're always seeking perfect alignment of body, mind, and spirit in every activity we engage in. We optimize the 6 pillars for successful health. The 6 pillars are how we measure the progress of the 5 mountain training plan. Then we look at your purpose. If you've not discovered your purpose, we'll start on a 3P exercise, which defines your purpose, passion, and principles. The 3P exercise aligns your passion, purpose, and principles and determines your mission and one thing, which is essential for us to move forward. We use your mission and one thing as a guide towards supporting activities. You'll develop the habit of winning in the mind every day before you go into life. So you have the confidence and certainty that your day will be a success. You know, most people go out into their life without thinking and just hope that external factors will work out in their favor. Hoping is the opposite of winning in the mind. We learn specific practices to feed courage and starve fear. We have strategies to interrupt negative thought patterns and limiting beliefs. At the end of the day, we go over what went well and what can be done better tomorrow. This practice gives you control back. You feel great about yourself when you practice feeding courage and realize that there is no failure, only feedback. When negative thoughts or situations arise, you can promptly deal with them and you feel good about yourself and your skill. We will expand conscious awareness and skills in leadership through the 5 plateaus. All of these practices will help you develop more mental clarity and help you build better teams and leadership skills. And that's just the beginning of the journey. Here's the design of my coaching that makes it so unique. Every week you'll get a video that will give you a focal point with concepts and exercises for our work together. We follow a structured program that's designed to give you step-by-step results. You can watch the video as many times as you like. In fact, I encourage you to watch it at least 3 times in a week-long period so you can fully internalize the concept. Deep internalization is why this method works so well. You can watch the video on whatever time schedule works for you. Morning time before your day starts is highly recommended because it's important that you think about the concepts and practice them throughout your day. With that in mind, I realize some people have certain times of the day when they experience their optimal state of flow and dominant energy, and it's important for you to know what time that is for you personally. Daily repetition can accelerate the results you will see in your life by up to 10 times. Each month, we'll do 2 live Zoom calls that specifically focus on how you're applying the material to your personal and professional life. On these calls, we take a deep dive into the concepts. These calls are hosted by me personally, so I can address any issues and answer any questions about the material. I'll also be guiding you through certain practices such as breathing, visualization, and meditation. So it's important to choose a safe, quiet place where you can close your eyes and not worry about being interrupted. I spend extra time answering any questions you have and share personal experiences from my life to help deepen your understanding of each concept and how they'll benefit you. It's important that our 2 calls are evenly spaced across the month so there is no large gaps in time, especially in the beginning, because the new material will not stick and become a habitual part of your life without consistency. I want you to experience long-term success, not a quick fix. Consistency is the key to long-term success. So here's what we've got going on right now. The first step is a 30-minute, no-cost consultation via Zoom so we can have a conversation and determine if we'd be a good fit. There's no obligation for this call, no hard closes, no pressure. You have to make the decision as to whether this program and I are the right fit for you and the growth you seek. The reason I do this initial consultation is very important. On this call, we need to get clear about what you're looking to do in your life. And what I mean by that is we're going to determine where you're at now and where you want to go. Point A to point B. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Where do you need to see improvement? What do you want your life to look like? These are all the things that we need to know so I can help you get your desired result. So if you're ready to take advantage of the no-cost consultation, just fill in your name, email, and time that works best for you on the contact form below, and we'll get you scheduled for a Zoom call. It could be the most important call you ever make. I'll see you on the inside.